Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of Pájaro de Fuego. I hope you're doing fine. I'm really happy to be here, and because we have a special guest that is Gustavo Angeles. Yep, and we're going to talk about the music, poetry, and songs from ancient times in Mexico. Well, let me tell you one thing. Let me move to the different scene here. Um, There is no doubt about the importance of music in ancient Mexico. There are records of in painting books, murals, and stories that showing us all these records or registers of the instruments founded and writings of in the books, the painted books. So what we got is one of the oldest objects or instruments that have been found in Mexico is from 10,000 years before this era, and it's a flute. We are going to talk about air instruments and percussions, and after that, I'm going to explain how they developed uh, the song and the poetry and the importance of the oral history for education and supported by the painted books. Okay, the air instruments we have flutes and the conch shells also very popular, but we know that the origin of the instruments is spiritual. For this reason the instruments were given great respect, especially the conch shells and the flutes. And I'm going to mention that the ancient Mexican cultures, they have this kind of a double duotone and tritone or tritone in the flutes. This was were using on rituals, so to achieve a state of ecstasy among the participants. This is so unique and interesting to see in the ancient instruments. In the percussions, there are different instruments like bells or cascabeles, coyoli, made with metals and some of them gold. Then we have a sonajas, the shaker called ayacasclis. And then this is one of the most famous one that is teponaztli. And you can find very beautiful representations of this instrument, different cultures in different time, especially the Mexica culture. They develop a beautiful technique in sculpturing these wood pieces, these wood instruments. And then we have this really, really famous one. It's a wewet instrument, or the old drum, the old piece of wood. This one is from Malinalco, and it is from the Mexica culture. This is around 1300s, 1400s, and it's a beautiful design. We can see the Nahui Olin or four movement symbol on the top, and then we have the the level of study of the eagle and the jaguar in the other areas of this drum. It's a beautiful carving, a beautiful work. So I encourage you to study and research more about these beautiful instruments that we get to see here. And I wanna let you know that you can find it on the magazine Arqueología Mexicana, Mexican Archaeology. You can find a lot of interesting things. And I want to mention that over the time, the music began to be accompanied with dance and songs. This is a develop of the high culture, la cultura alta, as a civilization, because the develop of the arts was spread all over in different cultures, especially in the classic period. This is 200 after this era until 900 this era, with many different cultures. So from the music and the songs, we have two duality terms. One is Quicat, that means songs, and Tlatoli. Tlatoli are speeches, historical stories, literature, poetry, and the education. And Quicat are the songs or hymns or poems that were spread all over the country and all over with different cultures. The Quicat got different themes, all kinds, like nature and talk about human feelings, talk about the elders, the beauty in nature, the beauty of the woman, and the beauty in the essence of life. And one of the amazing representative or representant of this Quicat, it is the poet Nezahualcóyotl. Nezahualcóyotl, it is well recognized, famous for his poems. He's an engineer, he was an artist, he was a thinker, a philosopher, and he was one of the most intellectual, recognized persons from the ancient times. So I'm going to read you one of his famous poems with the translation in English. It's so beautiful. And he says, I love the song of the mockingbird, bird of the 100 voices. I love the color of the jade stone and the enervant perfume of flowers. But, but more, all I love is my brother and my sister, the human beings. All right, well, really excited. I'm going to move to Gustavo Angeles interview. I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of Pájaro de Fuego. Today we have a special guest, Gustavo de Angeles. He's a composer, songwriter, and a good friend of mine. So it's an honor to have you here, Gustavo. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, brother. Thank you for the invitation. And yeah, man, I'm here. So good deal, man. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, good to have you here on the program. Well, let's talk a little bit. And can you tell us what was the soundtrack when you were a kid on your childhood? What was the music that was around?
Um, well, believe it or not, man, this is gonna sound kind of like cliche because Eddie Van Halen just died a few days ago, and I was just that was a good time for me to introduce my son to his music. And I was just telling him, man, that was the soundtrack of my childhood when I was, I mean, I grew up in Mexico City for the most part, and I used to go to we call it secundaria, which is what like elementary still. I don't know,
Junior high, no?
junior high. Yeah, okay. So I was 13 years old when the album 1984 came out. And man, I mean, we were like, I remember me and my friends, we just grabbed like brooms to play like as guitars, and we were like so impacted by that music. It totally became the soundtrack of our times. I mean, that year and the years to come. We were like so into Van Halen, and that's one of the reasons why actually I think I was inspired to pick up rock guitar.
Yeah,
So
that was the next question. Yeah, so that Eddie Van Halen is the reason that you choose to play the guitar.
it was definitely one of the influences. Although I can tell you, um, I grew up in a household where all my older brothers were musicians. My brother Emilio Angeles, Eduardo Angeles, and as a matter of fact, Eduardo taught me how to play guitar, and I was a little kid, man. They were 10 years older than me. So as a little boy, I was blessed to be in a house around all that music. Even though I mean I'm a left-handed, but I had to learn how to play as a right-handed because there was only one guitar in the casa. So I should play like this, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
I have to
Oh,
this way. So
that's great. And what kind of music did you brothers like then?
well, they were really big on blues music, Johnny Winter. I mean, you name it, BB King and all that, and heavy metal back then, which was like that's how I got to be exposed to all this music from Led Zeppelin. Jimi
Mhm.
Hendrix was a big deal, in the house,
Yeah.
and yeah, all the like classic rock. But I think my influence in music goes way before that, because as a little boy, I was really into Pedro Infante, like ranchera music y toda esa onda,
Yeah, yeah.
So, but my brothers really were a huge influence in my life, and because of them, I knew at an early age that I wanted to be a musician, just like them.
Wow,
So
what a great influence, in the
it is,
family. It's always a true treasure that you
it
have,
is, yeah.
because through the years you realize how you develop that sense of inspiration.
Oh yeah, and I was so inspired by them, and then my brother Emilio would teach me like blues licks and all that on guitar, and my brother Eduardo was a blues harmonica player and as a guitar player as well. But my brother Lalo would take me to his gigs, like I would play to las tocadas. I was a little boy, and I'd be playing with other bands, playing rhythm and blues and all all that great music. So yeah, man,
Wow.
I was exposed at a very young age.
So this is Mexico City.
Mexico City, man. I actually at 17 years old I started playing professionally in Mexico
Wow.
City, and got
Wow.
there from a bunch of bands too.
So who are the musicians that you admire from them? From I mean from there, from Mexico City in those days. I mean, local
Uh,
bands. Do you remember?
oh yeah, well, besides my brothers, in Mexico there's a lot of talent, man. And
Yeah.
I have the fortune to enter at 17, yeah, entered this blues contest with this other band, and I got to meet the members of the band Real de Catorce.
Oh wow.
Which,
Yeah.
I think one of them, the guitar players, the name Jorge Iglesias. I think that was his name, Jorge
Hmm.
Iglesias. And he kind of took me under his wing, and I think he liked me or something. And he was really nice to me, man. And he taught me some stuff. Um, lot of man, I don't know, man. I'm been so blessed all throughout my life to find people that are better players than me that show me things and taught me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he was one of them, the guitar player for Real de Catorce. Another guy was well, we used to go. The drummer that we had in the band that I used to play, yeah, cumbias and events and all that. His brother-in-law was the guitar player for Luis Miguel. So he was another one of those, and the guy got me more into like the jazzy,
Yeah.
reading notation and all that type of stuff.
Hmm.
So I would say that those guys, man, pretty much, and a bunch of other guys, friends of my brother, they would show me things, and that was the same time that I was attending the Sindicato de Trabajadores de la Música, which is
Hmm.
like a music school in Mexico City, but it's a syndicate at the same time for musicians. And
Yeah.
really awesome school, man.
Yeah. And I think it's very important, because you have the support of people surround you, lawyers, and it's
Oh yeah,
important to be part of it, right?
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah. So I would say, I mean, those people were like really the foundation, of who I am right now. I mean, I owe it to them, my brothers, and all these people that I really awesome people that I met throughout the years growing up as an aspiring musician.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. So do you consider yourself as that you were born with the star of get some people call it luck, but some people just call it destiny, things like that. That things that happen in your life sometimes it's like mark a direction completely.
Oh yeah, I think in a way, man. I don't know. This is my own theory. I think when you really want something and you put your mind and you even like daydream about it, you know, as a kid, in my case, that's what I all these people into my life because I was so convinced that I wanted to be a musician. And I was really young, man. And I remember, you know, I've been so inspired that in my I was probably like what 18, 19. I spent a whole year in my bedroom practicing guitar for 8 hours a day, man. That's the only time in my life that I practiced so much, and my chops went really up for only 1 year, 8 hours a day. And
Wow.
I mean, I can do that anymore, and I'm like,
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, you miss
you know, you
those
get old,
years.
all that. So you know, now I have other things, you know, other aspirations as far as you know, songwriting and producing, and uh,
Yeah.
the dream about being a guitar hero is like long gone. You know, I really
Mhm.
enjoy playing guitar and making music and creating, so that's my life now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And how are you dealing now with the COVID? Because all the musicians have stopped doing the gigs and the
Yeah, man,
situation of being separate.
I know it's been hard, man, and I think you know I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I did get in the funk for a few months when this started happening because I mean it totally destroyed you know my way of making a living, and uh, and I did you know I was a little depressed about it, to be honest with you, man. And I was in the funk, and I kind of like shook it off, and I was like, you know, I need to put this in writing. You know, I need to. For me, a way to vent it out or vent out my problems is writing music or songs
Yeah,
because I
that
can be myself and I can let it go. You know, it's a good therapy. You know, music is
yeah,
therapy.
definitely there. Yeah, I'm glad that you're saying that because yeah, I know a couple of friends that you need that part of it's like a filter, that you can express yourself in a certain way.
Yeah,
That's the reason art is so important. And so this is one of your latest single came out because the
yeah.
reason of the COVID.
The patas para arriba, yeah, was definitely the COVID, you know, single and all that, and then you know I started like learning new things, like you know how to produce, like the video that I did, you know, even though I did it on iMovie, you know, I learned a lot of stuff. So I put my mind into learning stuff that I don't know, you know, like as far as you know, like video, producing video and you know a bunch of other stuff, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's once I occupy my mind with new stuff, then I can
Yeah,
like I mean I think the trick for me is not to be so much in your head, but and when you are in your head, you can just then take that and then put it in paper and then just let it go, you know, like you know just because this is a really bad place to be at, you know, like especially with the COVID and the
yeah,
lockdown
I know.
crisis and the money situation, you know,
Yeah,
you know,
it's true.
there's a line in my song that says like day 43, day 43 without working or something like that, or yeah, but it wasn't day 43, it was actually day 75
Oh my God.
before before I got some help, you know, with the pandemic help, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I took everything out on that song, so I'm like it's out of my system.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad you did it because yeah, it's such a fun song and great video. And
Thanks, man.
how's the story with your son in the video and in the music?
Oh, you know what? I was producing the song, and I can. It was like a collaboration. So I pretty much wrote the song and set up and structure, and I left like little bars for like let's say Miguel. I told Miguel Melgoza, I'm like, hey bro, you know after the third chorus, there's 8 bars, so you can do like a coro pregon section. And then after that section, I had another 4 bars, and I wasn't. I needed to decide if I wanted a trombone solo or a trumpet solo. But then you know I was like, you know, I kind of like you know wanna involve my kid because he had been hearing so much and seeing so much on TV and all the media because we're being saturated by that shit, man. Sorry for
Yeah,
the expression. But I told my son, you know what? Of everything you've heard so far, do you have anything to say? I would like to invite you to come write something. And he's like, Dad, but I don't know how to write a song. He was like getting nervous. But I was like, you know what? Hold on. I'm like, grab a piece of paper, and I wrote some questions. So one of the questions, for example, was like, so what is the idea that you have? The other question would be, how do you get into this? How do you feel about this? What do you wish for the future? So I had him answering those questions with the topic was the things that are happening with the children, right? Like that are being abused and pedophilia and all children, being in cages in the border. So he answered those questions. So all I did was to erase the questions that I wrote. So after he had that, I'm like, well, now read this along with the song, and there you go. You just wrote, your part. And his eyes were like, they got so big, like, oh man, yeah, this is gonna work. And that's how
Yeah.
I got him
No.
to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm glad because I think it was such a great experience for both of you,
Oh,
parent and
yeah,
son.
man. It feels so good. I mean, you are a father, and I see your relationship with your daughter and all that, and I see things like that, that make you proud, and you just like you know how it feels, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's incredible, man. It's kind of hard to express, but I mean, it's a beautiful feeling.
Great. Well, let's just finish with the last question. And I just want to ask you, how would you like to see the future, and how do you see yourself in it?
In the future, I would love to, first of all, get past all this BS, the politics and the elections and all that. And pretty much, I see myself in the future kind of breaking paradigms and all that. And kind of like, I open my eyes to new realities. And, you know, for sure, just, keep, playing music. And I would like to probably get involved in something with the community to help other kids that want to have the music in their lives and going through all these problems that we all have, and put their minds in something creative, like like music has helped me. I think music can help anybody, if you have the tools for that.
Yeah, it is
So
true. Yeah,
yeah,
well, sounds great, Gustavo. Thank you very
yeah.
much for being here on this program of Pájaro de Fuego, and we wish you big success on your music career,
Thank you, brother.
and we appreciate being here.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
having
much.
me. Yeah, man. Yeah, and a big hello to all your audience, man.
All
And
right.
we're gonna talk about the new song that you just released, so we can put it on the playlist, man.
Okay, what are your social media tag?
Yeah, my social media, you can find me. My Facebook artist page is just Gustavo Angeles,
Hmm.
and my IG it's same Gustavo Angeles. So you can find me there. And I have a Bandcamp page
Okay,
on the same name. All my social media, accounts like YouTube and everything is just Gustavo Angeles, and you can find me that way. Just Google it and check it out.
sounds great. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.